welcome to Geno's first Comic to Comic podcast. Thank you all for listening and watching. I'm here with my main man, Bubby. If you're wondering how Bubby got this job, I will tell you. As most comics are, I was the class clown in school. My kindergarten card said, doesn't play well with others, won't shut the fuck up, like most comics. So it was about high school, my senior year of high school. My favorite teacher, Mrs. Scott, gave us all an assignment. The last assignment was she broke us all into groups, and every group had to do a different presentation. And I don't remember what my group did, but another group came to me and said, hey, Geno, we want you to be in our group. We're doing a roast of Mrs. Scott. I go, oh, I'm in. But the one thing is, one stipulation is I have to be last. They said, no problem. So everybody gets up there and roasts Mrs. Scott, and then I get up there and I say, I don't understand what's wrong with all you people. She's the nicest teacher we have in this school, and you're all making fun of her. And now they're looking at me like I'm an idiot because it's a roast. I go, oh, no, I'm going to roast, but I'm not roasting Mrs. Scott. I want to take a look at each and every one of you. I insulted every person in that class. And John Roscoe, if you're still alive and out there, I hope you don't want to still kill me. John Roscoe is the biggest dude in class, and I may have made a joke about his sexual preference that everybody else thought was funny, and he did not. So that night, I was at the mall, and my friends, all of a sudden, they had drifted away from me, and I'm kind of standing in the corner of the old Gimbals, and I hear, Geno! And it's John Roscoe coming straight at me. Oh. And I go, oh, shit. And he goes, you write that shit today? I go, yes. He pulled out his hand. I thought he was going to kill me. And he goes, that was some good shit, man, and shook my hand. And it was at that moment that I decided I wanted to do comedy. But then I tell my parents, and my parents go, you're going to college, you're going to get married and have grandkids for us. We don't want to hear about it. So that's what I did. I put that on the shelf for a long time. And then one day, this idiot sitting next to me, by the way, everybody needs a Bubby. He tells me that I should go sign up for America's Got Talent in Cincinnati. They were doing auditions, and I said, America's Got Talent? What the hell's my talent? He goes, stand-up comedy. I go, I've never done stand-up comedy. He goes, you do it every day at work, right here, you do it. I go, yeah. All right, maybe I will. Every fucking day he comes in. Did you sign up yet? Did you sign up yet? Did you sign up yet? I finally signed up just so that he would shut the hell up. So I signed up. I go. They take 15 acts. We get there at 2, didn't audition till 10:30 at night. They take 15 acts in a room with a producer. I had a great, you only get a minute and a half, but I had a really good minute and a half. And that's what she said. But they don't tell you right there. They tell you, we'll call you, we'll let you know if we want you to come back. And I never heard anything back. So I'm thinking, cool, he'll leave me alone now. I did that. Yeah. And then about a month later, he goes, well, if they're not going to call, you're just going to quit? I said, no, what I got to do now? He goes, you got to do at least one open mic. I go, are you kidding me? He goes, do one open mic. He goes, did you like it? I go, yeah, I had a blast. He goes, do one open mic. And if you don't still like it, then you can quit. So I showed up at Hambones February 8th, 2018, and it went well, and that was it. And then the very next time that I did stand-up, I found an open mic at the Improv, March of 2018, and I called down there, and I go, what I could do? I go, oh, you can't just sign up. You have to call Robe. So you have to send them an email, and I did all that, and yeah, man, I got a spot for you. Come on down. So I came down, and I get in there, and I walk out, and I go, who's Robe? And the gentleman that we are going to bring on next had to be my first guest. No question. The most help I've ever got from anybody in comedy. I'm getting mushy. Where's the idiot? You're supposed to yell at me when I get mushy.
You see a bell.
I'm getting all misty here. My first guest, it's my pleasure to introduce the Yoda, my comedy Yoda to my Luke Skywalker, Robe.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. That's a hell of an introduction. Listen, if you weren't funny, you would have never fucking gotten invited back. That's in the first place, right? In the first place. But you were, and I knew I had never even seen or heard of you before. I remember the email. I remember saying, "Come on down." I always welcome new comics to the stage at the Pittsburgh Improv because I run the open mics there and I run the competition there. I always welcome new comics because, people sometimes they're funny as hell around their friends, but on stage they're not as funny. So it's fun to me to watch motherfuckers fail. Like they come in there, like it's fun to me. I've been doing comedy. In March it'll be 20 years. So the deal with that is, when you see comedy, I hear it all the time. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I hear it all the time. Or I hear, you want to hear a joke? No, I don't want to fucking hear a joke. You probably saw it online somewhere. And you're telling me what you saw. You didn't write it. I don't want to. You definitely didn't write it. I don't want to fucking hear your jokes. So the deal is when people always email me and say I want to come down, you literally get 1 out of 10 who are funny and deserve to actually be on that stage. You were that 1 out of 10. So that was my whole point in saying that. You were that 1 out of 10.
I'm getting emotional again.
Yeah, you truly you stood out, and you're what I love about your stage presence is it's kind of yinzer and it's cautious, but then you're edgy at the end. So it kind of gives like a bang when people aren't expecting it, and that's what comedy's about. Like you shouldn't know where the person's going with the joke. Like you couldn't be telling me a joke and I could finish it for you. And that was one of the things I admired about your stand up, and for you to be so young and new in the game and have that already, that stood out to me. So. Trust me, I would not give you a fucking compliment. I wouldn't even be here if I didn't fucking think you were great or funny. Yeah, like, hey T, can you help me out? You know what? My mom died. The next week, what happened? My grandma died this week. I got a death every fucking week in my family. I can't do it.
Hold on, you did delay me a day because you claimed you got a gig last night.
Well, I did have a gig last night. I did work last night. For those of you, if anybody's following me on social media or whatever, I'm on tour with Gary Owen right now. So all the off night gigs I can get, I take them because I can't take any gigs on the weekends. So it's one of those things now where I'm just happy to get booked. Yeah. So hey, but I'm here now. I'm a day late, dollar short, but I'm here.
So he says to me, "Hey, can we put it a day later?" And I go, "No problem." And he goes, "Thanks for being understanding." And I go, "No problem. But if you ain't there Thursday, I'm showing up at your fucking house and we're doing the podcast." And he sent me back and said, "You don't know where I lived. I moved."
I just moved.
What he forgets is we're all struggling comics right now. Somebody knows where you live.
Somebody,
and those motherfuckers would sell you out for a sandwich.
Well, okay, but here's the deal. When I tell you I just moved, like I'm freshly in my new house, no one's been there yet. Not even my mother.
Somebody knows. Matt, like somebody knows.
No one knows. Yeah, no one knows. They know the township.
I'm just driving around. T.
Well, I'm sure if you come anywhere near and you're like, a black guy named T. Robe.
Real funny.
He lives over there.
Got a brand new bean right
Yeah, you got to. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, there it is. That'd do it for sure.
Yeah, man.
So you say you're on the road with Gary Owen, huh?
I am. I'm touring
that?
with Gary Owen now currently, and it's one of those things that kind of just fell in my lap. Like I used to tour with Gary for 6 years, about maybe 10 years ago. He and I toured, and he's like one of our really good friends. I've done a lot of work with him. We've done cruise lines. We've done theaters and things like that, as well as the comedy clubs. So one day when COVID first hit, now before COVID, I was booming. I mean, like I was booked everywhere. I was working. I was turning down gigs because I was so booked. And then COVID hit in March, and I remember I did a show at the Pittsburgh Improv, and the next day I did a show in Cleveland, and then I didn't have any because everything was cold turkey. Everything shut down. And I remember like, all right, okay. And I DJ part-time. So I'm like on Facebook going live DJing. I'm playing around. Well, about maybe like 3 weeks into this shit, I was like, hold on. I might forget my jokes. I might like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is enough of this. Like, now comedy is one of those things that if you're not on stage constantly, you can't get better. Like, you have to be on stage a lot. So that's what I try and tell younger comics. Hey, what can I do to get better? Go to more open mics as much as you possibly do 2-3 different ones a week because you'll get better. You're not going to. It's not going to hurt you. But some guys, and I'm not naming names, but I know some comics in the area who, they'll do the open mic at the Pittsburgh Improv once a month, and that's all they're ever doing. They're not because they don't want to go to the shithole bars. That builds character. When you go to these bars and there's like 4 people on a whole bar, and three of them ain't there for the show. They ain't even there for the show. They're just there to drink and when they want to watch the game, and you're bothering them by talking.
Yes.
So that builds character. I mean, I always say you're a hell of a comic when you can make someone laugh that didn't come to see comedy. So in those bars, when you got those 5 or 6 people who don't give a fuck about your show, but you get on stage and you make them laugh anyways.
Yeah.
Now they're interested. Hey, when's the next one? When can I see you again? You coming back next week? You got that. You created a fan. You also gave yourself a little bit more character. You give yourself a little bit more confidence. Comedy is, I always say, it's 100% confidence. If you tell a joke with a question mark at the end of it, like, why the fuck would I laugh at that if you don't believe in it? You told it with a question mark. Tell it with an exclamation point. Now you sold me the joke. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. I mean,
do you remember when you did that? So I'm in the Matt Light has that March Madness contest.
Yeah.
I don't remember who I was up against, but whoever I was up against, I was really good.
uh-huh.
And I thought I had a good set, but you never know. I don't know how many people he brought, right? So I was
Yeah.
a little nervous when they announced it, and they announced that I made it through. And so we're standing on the stage. They have all the winners stand on stage, and Matt's saying to everybody. And then after I was over, Robe walks by me, and I said, man, I wasn't really sure. Like, I didn't know if I beat that dude or not. And do you remember this? He poked me in the chest and said, "No, you're great.
Yeah.
No, you're great," and walked away. And I went, "Holy shit! I'll never say that to him again."
Here's the thing. That goes back to the question mark, right? So if you don't think you're good, why the fuck should I?
Right.
How dare you tell me, hey man, I don't know if dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck what it is you do in life. If you suck dicks, suck the fuck out of a dick.
That's right. Do it good.
You better swallow. I want my balls shriveled up. All
I
that.
can't suck dick as we talk. If I could,
Whatever
I'd
it
be
is.
good at it.
Whatever it is you do.
I wish
So-
I could suck dick, but I can't do it.
I always say that, but if you come to me and say, "Hey man, I don't know. What do you think?"
Yeah.
That means one of two things happen. You didn't give it your all, or you're not cocky enough to believe in yourself. And that's what I think comedy really is. I mean, you gotta have that. You gotta have that backbone. You gotta have that. I'm not saying be a dick to your coworkers or your counterparts. I'm saying have enough confidence and belief in yourself that you don't even think about. I don't know. No, I went up there and I was balls to the wall with my jokes. I dare somebody to be better than that.
Yeah.
Right on.
I dare you, and have that. But don't be a dick about it. But
Right.
that's your aura. You know what I mean? So I walk around. I get it all the time. I get people all the time say, T-Robe's cocky, or T-Robe thinks he's this or thinks. So, motherfucker, I'm making money from it. I don't got no other job. This is what I do. Apparently, it's worked for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm in the position I'm in
absolutely.
for 20 years for a reason. Now, if I was no good in comedy, I wouldn't be doing comedy for 20 years and wouldn't be doing it specifically. That's my main job. You know what I mean? So I try, but here's the deal. Cocky and arrogant, that's one thing. But if anyone ever asks for my help, I give it. Anyone comes to me and says, "Hey T, what do you think about this show? Can you help me with this?" Or "Hey T, you have any advice on how I can further my career?" Or "Hey T, you got any shows I can get booked?" Or hey, anything. I will do to the best of my ability, and I feel like that's the position that I'm in as a veteran in Pittsburgh, and as a veteran in comedy. Period, is to reach back and to help people who are beneath. Not meaning beneath me, just meaning in years and experience.
Right.
If you have 2 years in the game and I got 20, why shouldn't I say you're making a wrong turn right here? You need to do this to forward your career, to better your career. You need to do X, Y, Z, or stop telling that fucking joke. It's stupid. Like I've heard you tell it 10 times. You're not getting a laugh from it. Stop it. I don't want to hear it no more. You're tired of telling it. We don't want to hear it no
We don't
more.
hear it.
Now, do you know why he's saying all this? And he's looking directly at me when he's saying all this because I was that fucking guy. Hey, T. Hey, T. T. Should I T? What? T. What?
But I never shunned you. I always took time out.
That's
I always
absolutely
told
right.
you what to do. I always said, "Hey, Geno." I even told you, "Hey, you know, you're getting good. You're getting better. You're getting better. And what's going to happen is when you start to get better, you get some guys in this game who can't get better, but they still keep coming to the open fucking mics, and they wonder why they're not progressing." Right? And I said, eventually something's going to happen where you're going to start to progress and people are going to start booking you, and then jealousy, and then you'll get like this whole thing. And I always told you, don't ever have a crew or a clique. Don't get into that in this comedy. Like, who do I hang with? Nobody. Who am I cool with? I try to be cool with everybody.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't hang with nobody. You know what I mean? So, because what happens then is, he's in this crew with this guy. We're not booking them, or we're not. So I try and stay away from that. Yeah. But it's one of those things that you just got to make sure that you always stay strong and believe in yourself, and give 1,000% effort every time you're on stage. 1,000%. Like I just last weekend. I'm sorry, 2 weekends ago, we did Columbus Funny Bone, Gary Owen and I. And it's the weirdest thing because I've never done 12 shows in 4 days, ever. So 12 shows in 4 days. Can you imagine by the time I get to the 12th show telling the same fucking joke I told on Thursday? And the enthusiasm you gotta have with telling that same fucking joke, like you're doing it. We're literally doing 3 shows a day, 3 shows a day. Like by the 3rd show that same night, I'm like, fuck this. Like I don't want to tell, but you got to be on stage. Like motherfucker, you got to go crazy on stage, so you can sell yourself. So that's all comedy is acting and selling the joke. Whereas, some people, if you're having a bad day and you got a show that night, it could exude from you on stage. Like your timing's off because you had a shitty day, and you let that affect you. You can't. You got to say fuck everything else and dig in and sell yourself while you're on stage. Right. You know how many times I'm on stage and I'm like, man, Jesus Christ, I can't wait to be done. Like I'll have that thought when I'm on stage, and as soon as that creeps in my brain, I'm like, nope, these people paid money to see you. Yeah, you gotta give it. Yeah. They paid their money just like the first people paid their money. They just paid their money earlier. The first people, you know what I mean. So you still gotta sell it to them. You gotta give it to them, and that's all I try and do, man. Every time I'm on stage is go as hard as I can.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still so new that I'm still wired up every time every show I do. I get fired for an open mic.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't care. There's 4 people. I'm gonna get one of you fuckers gonna laugh.
Right.
I don't care if you all do, but one of you's gonna. I'll stay right.
One.
I'll stay right on it.
See, I miss having that. Like I'm so comfortable now on stage where the only time I really get wired up like that is if I'm telling new material. Because if it's my old set, I have like 3 sets. 3 1-hour sets. So if it's an old set, like I'm like, I'm comfortable. But I get wired up if it's new material because I'm like eager to see how they're gonna act. Yeah, exactly.
I was wired up all day for this.
And
I called him and I sent him a message. I said, I'm wired up today. Yeah, what was it, like 4 o'clock this morning? Yeah. I couldn't sleep. And I messaged him and I said, I'm wired up like it's a comedy contest tonight.
Yeah.
Because that's when I get them.
But you know what though? This you should be, because this is your baby. This is your product, right?
Yeah.
What do we call on this show? What is this called?
Geno's Comic to Comic Podcast.
Geno's Comic to Comic Podcast. Okay.
Comic to Comic.
The comic. Boom.
I don't know if I'm quite there yet. And you know how good of a comic that Robe is? He's the first fucking guest on Pittsburgh Geno's Comic to Comic.
I was the only one available.
No offense, Matt Light.
Yeah, they called 5 other guys.
Matt's going to be on next time. But
they called 5 other guys. I was the only one open tonight.
I went straight to you, and you know it. All right, so I appreciate that, man.
No doubt, man.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this. So we talked about you got the Beamer and all the nice new cars and all. I understand you just did a little recent car shopping, and I know that can be a challenge.
Well, here's the deal. So, everyone knows I like to drive a higher-end car. BMW is my thing. I had Audis before, and This is my 4th BMW. So I love BMWs. And there was a reason why I love BMWs. Like I used to look at them and love them and thought as a younger man, how could I ever afford a car like that? And then I remember I dated this girl, and earlier I dated this girl, and her father, I always talked about BMWs, and her father said, her father didn't like me dating her. She's a white girl. I love dating her.
Didn't
Yeah.
stop you.
Yeah, no, it didn't stop me. I
Married to a white
it just made it worse on her. You know? I used to go balls deep in that bitch. I hope he fucking hears this.
Yeah, we're gonna be editing that part. We're gonna edit that part out, Todd. No, just
Now he told me one time, he goes, and I think this is what put something up my ass about it, because he goes, yeah, he's a BMW. He goes, you're never gonna get one of those. He goes, you know what BMW stands for? And I said, what? He goes, black man's wish. I've had 4. He told me that I have 4.
so that was that. You were
yeah.
getting,
Yeah,
you were getting
yeah,
one
yeah.
from that.
Yeah, I had 4.
Yeah.
I just hope that one day I'm getting gas. He pulls up.
Yeah.
I'm like, beep, beep. Like, yeah, what's up, motherfucker? You know what I mean?
In your face.
Yeah, I love it when
Damn.
someone tells me I can't do it. Like, because people said you're never gonna make a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't really care. Like, if I
Yeah.
talk to you, I don't need to be found. I'm not trying to get rich or
Yeah.
famous. I just genuinely love doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
Well, see, then you're in
Bookers,
it. You're
please
you're in
don't
it for the
listen to
right
what I'm
thing.
going to say, bookers. I do this shit for free, but you didn't hear me say that.
But you're in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
When I hear comics say they want to get rich or they want to be famous, like comedy, you ain't getting rich in comedy until you blow. Period. I do comedy full time. I ain't fucking rich. Like I make a living off of it. But here's the deal with comedy. Like my first 12 years doing comedy, I went through child support, a divorce. Like this is my second marriage, you know what I mean? And my second, kid. I went through all of that divorce and all the problems because I wouldn't give up on comedy. And you can't, if you really want to dig deep in comedy, you're on that road. Like I would sleep in my car. I would order a large pizza on day 1, and I would eat like 2 slices of that large pizza, keep that large pizza in my car, go to the comedy club, do a show, make $50, eat for free at the comedy club, get another one to go. Like I eat for free that night, give me another order to go. I take that order home or to the car because I would sleep in the car. I would wake up in the morning and eat that to go. Before the show, eat a slice of pizza that would still sit in my back seat the whole weekend. And then the next week, in the next city, same thing. Didn't get a hotel because I wanted to come home with all my money.
Plus,
So-
you're smart. Pizza's good
yeah,
cold.
pizza's good cold. You just eat it. You just eat it.
That's
So
genius
I mean,
right there.
so when you talk about doing it free, and you know how many years I put in doing it for free, doing it for $50, but it cost me $60 to get there in gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Like
so,
tonight,
like
you mean like
I
tonight?
can't even tell you.
That was a backhanded jab at me there. T-Robe had to drive, spend $60 to drive here.
I need a fucking helicopter.
He had
to
no
get
idea
here.
where it was, and I didn't tell him. That's why I wanted him on first, so he wouldn't turn me down later.
But no, you just you got to put in the grind, and if I'm telling you, you're in it for the right reason. You're not in it to become rich, famous, or anything. You're in it. I'm in it because I like to make people laugh, and that's like my therapy. That's my
Nothing
medicine.
like it.
Like me on stage, I always say if I can make people forget about their problems, their bills, their bullshit, while I'm on stage for 45 minutes, an hour, then I've done my job. Like you come, you paid your money, and you ain't thought about your problems.
Yep.
I did my job, and so I love that part
I've
of it.
said that people
Yeah.
that until you get up there and do it,
Yeah.
the feeling that at least for me,
Yeah.
that I get when people laugh when I'm on that stage, it's a high I've never experienced
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yeah. It truly is. And then once you get to the point where, like, I don't know how many minutes you have right now, but if you get to the point where you're an hour, you do an hour, and you make people laugh for an hour, that's nothing. There's no. When I get off stage after I headline, for like the next 10 minutes, if someone says something to me, it goes in one ear and out the other, because I'm still going over how I could have said this better or done this better, because I'm still in my own
do that
head.
too.
Yeah.
So I need like 10 minutes to decompress after I get off stage from doing that long. So once you get to that and making people laugh that hard for that long, like, the feeling is,
That gotta be unbelievable.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing feeling. So yeah, man. I mean, you're on the right path, and doing this thing here is, because there's really no stage time right now. This is this is gonna be your stage. This is where you fuck around and you're gonna start being creative.
To help other comics, and I could hang out with other comics.
Yep.
And so that's how I came up with the idea. And so the first call I made was to Todd, because I don't know shit about. I mean, I just threw my flip phone away like 6 months ago.
Listen to me. Todd's electric bill in this motherfucker got to be through the roof. There's 15,000 fucking computers in here.
Shit about. He said we got split screen and we got you're on this camera. Like, I don't Todd. Just tell me when to.
I never even seen this angle of my fucking forehead before. I'm like, Jesus.
When do I start talking, Todd?
I might need to take that shit he's taking and get my hairline back.
Shit. There ain't enough for that for me. So once he said he was signed on and he liked the idea, I told him what I wanted. I want to sit down and talk to. There are so many. That's the one thing. I remember the first time I did the open mic in that contest, the first contest I was in with you, I walked down there going, damn, I had no idea there was that many good amateur comics in this town and nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple hundred, I think, on the Pittsburgh comedians page or something like that.
Yeah,
but there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of comics, and then then you can even break it down. There's a lot of good comics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, if you want to say it like that, I mean.
Well, we're only going to call the good ones. So if we didn't call you,
yeah,
sorry.
Then you're strained up.
Yeah, man, it's fantastic. So I don't know. I think is it time? I think it's time. We have a little section here we do on this show where the people want to know the hard-hitting stuff, the important, your opinions on some really important world topics that could help make people's lives a little better. All right.
Okay.
So the first question that we have for you is the toilet paper roll. Over or under?
It got to be over.
Thank God
it got to be over.
I was so afraid you were going to be a psychopath and say under.
No, because when my wife does it under, I fucking snap.
Me too.
I lose my shit. So they got to be over.
You're a serial killer.
Yeah, I go off about it. It got to be over.
You got to reach all the way there. Oh my God! I was so. Do you know how happy I am? You said over. I'm hoping you go against me on the next ones, but that would have meant you're a serial killer.
All right.
So I would have been concerned about that. Now this next one, this is a big one too. So all right, Get-Go or Sheets?
I got to go with Sheets.
Now we got a problem.
I got to go with Sheets, and I'm gonna tell you why.
So fucking wrong.
I'm gonna tell you
go
why.
Ahead.
All right. So one time. I was riding to a show, and I want to say it's in Johnstown, like one of these weird ass, like where there's nothing but a sheets. There was like nothing on the road but a sheets.
Sheets in Johnstown. That's the only thing.
And I got a flat tire, and it wasn't flat. It was like a slow leak, but my tire light went off, and I was like, where the fuck am? Then Sheets has free air.
They do.
Get-Go does not.
They do now.
Maybe to compete with Sheets.
A lot of
but
them
Sheets
do
was
now.
Sheets was first.
You're right. I think you're right.
Sheets is first.
That's it. That's what you got. They got free air.
They fucking saved me. And they got schwaggles and schmuffins.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm gonna have to kill you on this. All right, so he goes, they got schmuffins and they got free fucking air. I'm going with Sheets. What about the Pilgrim?
The Pilgrim.
But listen, I got one more thing
Is he
about
going to
Sheets.
tell me he doesn't know what a Pilgrim? You do know what a Pilgrim is, right?
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my God, I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
All
know the term Pilgrim.
The Pilgrim it's a sandwich you only get at Get-Go.
Okay.
It's on stuffing bread, so the bread tastes like stuffing.
It's amazing.
It's turkey, white American cheese, gravy, turkey gravy.
What is this, Thanksgiving dinner and a sandwich?
Thanksgiving on a bun.
It's amazing.
You can get it with or without cranberry and with or without tater tots. Now,
is it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
No, it's not good. It's fucking amazing.
Really?
Oh my God! It's why you have to go get.
I gotta go to Get-Go and try this. And if they got free air, they might win. If that air ain't free, I'm calling you. I think it's free. I fucking don't.
I know.
So
I don't know if they are. Probably that one out in goddamn Penn Township don't have free air, but fucking Thanksgiving, if you aren't aware of this, Thanksgiving is by far my favorite day of the year.
It's
You've probably
coming up.
seen I do a countdown almost every other day. How many days left? I have a counter on my phone
For Thanksgiving.
when dinner is.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving.
You have a big Thanksgiving dinner like with your family, like a big
Oh,
family?
yeah. It's
there you go.
almost like someone came to me, T, and they said, "We want you to invent a holiday. You invent it. You go ahead, do whatever you want." And I go, "Well, first we're going to need a lot of food.
Yeah.
I like mashed potatoes. We do ham at Easter. We'll do turkey.
Yeah.
And then we're going to need football. And I like NFL better than college.
yeah,
That's just
yes.
me. So give me
Me
two.
too.
You know what? Fuck that. Give me 3 NFL games.
All day, all the food you can
Wait
eat.
a minute, man. We're still missing something. I know. Let's have a parade to start the whole fucking thing off. And not just any little rinky-dink parade. We're going to shut down the whole goddamn New York City.
Macy's.
And have
right?
an 80-foot Garfield come down the street. That it takes 35 people just to work his tail.
Holy
like, it is
shit.
the best by far. So that's why.
It's
Pilgrim,
good.
it's all about the pilgrim.
It's all about the
for me.
pilgrim. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So,
All right.
Sorry we disagreed on that. We're probably going to disagree on this because everybody else I asked this went the opposite of me. But I've been different than everyone my whole life. So, lightsaber or machine gun?
Okay, so first of all, I've never fucking seen a lightsaber. But I would say machine gun because with a lightsaber you have to get close, I feel. With a machine gun, I could pop you from across the street.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go machine gun.
And that's why you're wrong again. so here's the thing. No, he's right. You got to be close for the lightsaber, but that's the beauty of it. Machine gun, I got to be over here. I shoot you, just fall down even. But the lightsaber, I can see your head come off. Like I'm right there.
Oh, that's a bit much.
And the other thing about the lightsaber is you can block machine gun bullets with the lightsaber. Now, you probably got to be a fucking Jedi, but you can get an accounting degree at DeVry in like 2 weeks. So how long could Jedi school be? What do you think, Carl? Like 6 weeks? How long could Jedi school be? So you could block the machine gun bullets with it.
Jedi school.
I put, and right now, as he knows, people go, why the fuck are you coming out? Because I drive around a lot by myself in a van.
Yeah.
Not a white van with candy or chloroform.
Well,
but
maybe you
like
shouldn't even say van.
Yeah. It's a white unmarked van with candy and chloroform.
See, I have a
All
white
right.
vehicle I drive around in a lot.
So, all right, so here's your next big question, and there's no wrong answer to this. If you were a condiment, what would you be?
Salt.
Salt.
And
That's
I
a condiment.
can't- Hold on. I can't wait to hear the explanation for this. Why salt?
I think everyone loves salt,
You're right.
but
about
at the
that.
end of the day, it'll kill you.
Oh, that was an interesting twist there.
That
You
was
got a
a
little
twist.
deep
Yeah,
on
oh,
us.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
So like you said, now you don't know where he's going.
I didn't see that
So
one.
now
Yeah.
people ask me, and I say ketchup, and everybody expects me to say a more creative, like Miracle Whip or spicy mustard.
Yeah.
But the reason I would be ketchup is because ketchup is the whore of the condiment world. People put ketchup on mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, steak, and as you know, I'm a whore. I mean, when I say my bar's low, it's lying on the fucking ground. If she can't lift her foot up high enough to slide it over the bar, then I'm not doing it. But otherwise, I'm in. So I would be ketchup for sure. But I like that salt. I didn't know you wanted to kill people, but all right.
Oh no, I
It goes
I
with the
don't.
machine gun, didn't it?
But here's the deal. I
got
don't
beat
want
with the
to.
machine gun.
I don't want to kill people, but I will.
But you
Ah,
I don't want to.
Yeah, don't push me. I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Yeah. All right, and now, so the final question of this segment is, other than the 5 questions I'm asking you, what's the dumbest thing anyone's ever asked you?
What? How do I make my money? What do I do for a living? I can't stand that because I can't stand that. And a lot of people don't know. Like so before the comedy, I was in real estate and had a lot of rental properties and things like that. So I was smart about money and how I moved and invested. And people were like, I moved into this new neighborhood and everyone knows. I tell it on stage. The guy comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, man, you got a nice house. You got a nice car. You got an in-ground pool. You got a white wife. What do you do for a living?" I look him right in the eye. I'm like, I sell cocaine. Get the fuck out of here. Right? I hate when people ask me.
Wait a minute, you sell cocaine? You're
Yeah.
telling me this now? How long we been friends?
It's a
I
joke,
want a
Geno.
goddamn discount.
It's salt, but I call it coke. All right?
Oh, that's where he's back to the salt again.
No, but I hate that. I hate when people ask
would
me
too, yeah.
based on how when I'm driving or who I'm married to or where I'm living.
Right.
I can't stand because that implies something else
Right.
to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when people say, "What do you do for a living?" Like I cringe at that. But then when they find out what I do for a living, they
Can I get tickets?
yeah, get free tickets.
Nobody wants to pay for the
Oh,
fucking thing.
Then they got a joke to tell me. I don't want to fucking hear your jokes. I don't want to hear it.
I guess I'm not telling him that. I guess I'm not telling a new joke I wrote, Bub. So what I really thought you were going to say, because I told Bubby, I said I want to ask him because I was at the Improv one night when somebody that had never been to an open mic there, we were standing in the back, and they go, "So where's the stage?" I mean, the motherfucker's right there.
Oh my goodness! I thought you were gonna bring up this one time when I don't know if you were there. So this one time we were at an open mic, and this guy was on stage, and he was like just talking about not being gay and not liking gay things, right? And he was just like, yeah, when dudes are gay, like it weirds me out. And he was a comic. And so there was two gay guys in the audience, right? So this guy gets off stage, and I get on stage, and I'm like, give him a round of applause. And then the two dudes were like, boo, fuck him. I'm like, what? I said, what's going on? And he was gay bashing. I was like, I didn't look at it like that, like he was gay bashing. I'm like, I'm not gay. I don't even want this fucking microphone this close to my mouth, right? And so I said that. Anyways, we move on to the next comic, right? I'm bringing up next comic. I get off stage, show's over. I'm in the back. I'm talking to the GM of the club, and the gay guy comes up, and he goes, I'm so fucking offended. He goes, and I said, about what? He goes, because you said you weren't gay. I said, I'm not. How can you be offended? Like, you want me to be gay? Like, I'm not gay. But he was so pissed that he said me and the other comedian and gay bash. And I said, dude, I'm going to tell you this. I said, if you feel offended, I apologize. He kept going. And I said, I'm going to apologize to you one more time because apparently you didn't hear me the first time. I apologize. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just not gay. More power to you if you are, right? He keeps going. I said, all right, dude, I told you I was done apologizing. Now I'm going to fucking kick your ass. Like, I'm going to fuck you up. He's like, where's the GM? I was like, he's right here. He was standing right next to me listening to the whole thing. At the time, it was my buddy, Wentis, from the Pittsburgh Improv. He was the GM. And basically, Wentis was like, what are you looking for us to do? Like, it was a free show. Like, you can't get money back. Like what the fuck do you want? Get out of here. It's just,
I'm noticing a theme here.
It's just a,
Machine gun, salty, wants to beat the hell out of the gay
yeah,
guy.
I'm a little bit angry.
He's a little angry now.
Yeah.
Is it because I made you drive a goddamn hour?
No, I was just like, look at all.
Say you're angry.
I was watching my gas go all the way down. I'm like my mileage.
Maybe drive a
The
Hyundai.
miles were going up and the gas was going down.
Yeah, maybe get a Hyundai instead of a Beamer, T. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Better on gas.
And that's way better than the dumbest thing anybody ever asked me was one of my first jobs. I sold furniture, and it was a furniture store, and it just opened. And it was me and one other guy working, and furniture stores first thing where there's nobody there. So this one woman walks in, and he's waiting on her, and the phone rings, and I answer the phone, and the guy goes, "Hey, I think my wife's here, and I need to talk to her." And I go, "Well, there's a woman here." He goes, "Is she brown hair? You describe her?" And I go, "Yeah, it's probably her." He said, "Her name's Amber." I said, "Hold on." So I walk on. I said, "Excuse me, are you Amber?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Your husband's on the phone." She goes, "Does he want to talk to me?" He just called to see how me and Kenny were doing. He don't want to talk to you at all.
What the fuck?
We've never even met the dude. Does he want to talk to me?
Nah, he was just calling up the chit chat. Told me when his birthday was. I don't know.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you, lady? So that is our 5-question segment. So we only got one segment left.
Cool.
It's my personal favorite segment, especially because it was my idea. And Bobby, tell everybody what time it is.
Geno? It's bitch slap or bang.
Yes.
Okay.
So we love to play a game with every contestant comes on here. So if you don't want to play, say no when I call you. It is called Bitch Slap or Bang. It's fairly explanatory. I'm going to give you two choices, T,
Okay.
and you're going to tell me which one you would bitch slap and which one you would bang and why. And before your wife starts getting ready to kill you here, these are not real people. So
Yeah, I can
I'm
fuck.
not
I can fuck him. I
advocating
can fuck
slapping
him.
anybody. If you have a problem slapping fictitious people, I guess you get mad at this. But they're not real people. I don't say go out and slap anybody. Bang anybody you want, sure, but don't slap anybody. All right, so your choices for bitch slap or bang are Snow White or Cinderella.
I want to bang them both.
Well,
I love white women. They're my weakness.
you can't get in the
What
middle
the
of
fuck, Geno? You gotta get a black one or an Asian fictitious person. You gave me
How hard it is to
two.
find a black
Listen.
cartoon chick?
Here the deal is. You could have said fucking Pocahontas. There's one for you right there. Listen, you
No,
could
I
have.
was trying to make it tough on you, and apparently it is. Look, you don't have an
You got two blonde bitches and said, "Do
This
you
is
want
an
to
easy
bitch slap or bang?" I want to bang them both.
Question to you. I threw you.
Bang bang.
Which
That's the
one
answer.
You can't bang them both. He wants to be in the middle of two cartoon chicks.
Look, he went for my weakness, right? My weakness is white women and blonde white women. So like,
Is this Snow White have dark hair?
all right, I'll bitch slap her then. There we go.
You're bitch slapping Snow White and
After
banging
I bang
Cinderella.
her. After I bang her, though.
You're banging Cinderella
Banging Cinderella.
and bitch slapping Snow White.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know what?
you are-
Let me take that back. Cinderella really
this
was.
through.
She really wasn't that pretty until. Yeah, I'm a bitch slap. I'm a bitch slap Cinderella, and I'm a bang Snow White.
Oh my God! Thank you, thank you. He almost went wrong, and I was gonna have to jump all over him. And if you're wondering why I think this is the easiest fucking one in the world, is because Cinderella, you got to marry that bitch, and it got to
Yeah.
be dark out. And you got to be in the missionary position, and she ain't sucking dick. That's for damn sure.
She don't even got her shoe game together.
Now Snow White sleeping with 7 fucking dwarfs.
There you
And
go.
we know she made one of them
There
happy.
you go.
We know that. We know that slut will let you pull her hair, slap her ass. I mean, you gotta. Now, you want to marry somebody, you marry
Yeah.
Cinderella, but
There
you're
you go.
fucking Snow White.
There you go.
No
Bang.
quack. No quack. So that was fun. That was my favorite segment. And don't forget, I thought of it.
There you go.
All right. So do you got anything you want to promote? Anything coming up?
Nah, man. If you guys are on social media, man, follow me. My Instagram
Yeah, where
is
can they follow you?
T.Robe comedy. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. And it's just T-Robe on my fan page on Facebook. I'm on tour with Gary Owen. So if you follow me, you'll see where we're going. You'll see pictures of me there. You'll see me posting, different restaurants we eat at and shit like that we're doing. So it's good, man. It's been a journey. I'm happy that I'm at least working during a pandemic. Is that a dumb word to say? We're doing this.
Yeah, we were
whole.
going to sound a siren if you said
Yeah.
pandemic.
Serious.
The
That's it.
serious siren. You got serious.
I'm thankful to be working during this whole episode of bullshit that everyone's going through. And it's fortunate I get to stay polished and stay up on my game and be able to pay my fucking bills still.
I hear that.
So that was another thing. And I started losing my sanity, man. It was like 102 days I didn't do any shows. That was the longest. See, and you got to think about it like this. Since I started comedy, every week I've been on the stage of my life. I've never gone a week with 7 days without being on stage. Even if I was on vacation, we would go on vacation, and wherever we're going, I go find a mic because I was itching to get on stage. I couldn't help it. Wow. So to go 102 days. So the way I started touring with Gary again is me and Gary, like, we started talking. We would talk for hours. We talk about football. We talk about whatever, our lives. We're friends. And then every time we talked, I was just bitching. I'm like, dude, I'm losing my mind because comedy to me is it's my therapy. Some people lose their minds and go talk to a doctor or a shrink or something. Comedy is how I cope with that depression in my life. And I have slight depression. And if I'm not on stage performing, I don't know how to deal with it. So me talking to him and telling him and just going through it, and he goes, "Hey man," he was like, "Starting the end of June, I'm getting back on the road. You want to come?" I said, "Absolutely." There it is. I mean, he's been my friend for 18 years. We've been good friends, and he offered me some road work, and I'm back on the road now. So we've done about 18 cities, and I think I have before the end of the year. I think I have 6 more cities, and then we'll start off 2021 still working together, and hopefully this shit clears up and we can get back to the Pittsburgh Improv. Our home club isn't even open, and what's pissing me off about that is it's the whole thing where I've been working at that club since it opened. The second month that it was open, I'm the oldest working comic at that club. The thing that the problem I'm having with it is we closed for renovations, and that took like 8 months.
Remember that?
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, damn, that was as long as I hadn't worked at that club.
Yeah.
Now, here we are with the COVID shit, and like, I'm fucking not working at the club again over this shit. So it's like, it's one of those things, man. But I'm happy to be on stage and performing, and I support this podcast. And you guys, make sure that you guys continue to support this. If you guys are listening, share it. Post it everywhere. Support Geno. It's a good dude. And make sure we get this thing out there, man. We want to get it out there and have a lot of people listening. And then maybe in a year or so or 6 months or whatever, he'll have me back on and we'll just talk some more shit.
I'll come pick you up this time. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to need a ride this time.
Listen, you need to follow Robe, and if you can get to one of his shows with Gary Owen, because not only you just heard you know Robe's hilarious. If you haven't seen Gary Owen is one of the funniest comics working.
Yes.
The thing he does about he's in an interracial relationship,
Yeah.
and the worst thing about that is going to black church.
Yeah.
If you haven't, pull that up on YouTube.
Yeah.
You will lose your mind. Because I have been. I know what he's talking about.
It's forever.
Because
It's
as
forever.
you like white women, I like black women. Let's just put it there. If you're a black woman, I love you. See me
Just
after the
Janelle,
show.
you are
See
the
me after
fourth
the
guest
show.
going to be on this show.
Well, Just Janelle's married, but damn it, I asked her that right up front.
Hey, you married? Can I have some ass, Janelle, or no?
Yeah.
She's like, don't play with me, Geno. Janelle, shout out to Just Janelle. That's my bestie.
She's gonna
We're
be
good
on
friends.
our third episode.
Your third episode.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And I love the fact that you're going black, white, black with it. That's going to be cool.
I had to throw a woman.
You threw Matt Light in there.
Yeah. We're
trying to throw Matt Light.
I can't find a damn Asian.
Black,
comic
white,
that's
black.
Funny.
Yeah.
If I could find one that was funny. I wonder if Steve Byrne. Oh, that's right. He doesn't like me. I stalked him once. We'll tell that story on another episode.
There you go.
But yeah, man. So thanks to you. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you.
So, Bub, how'd we do?
Great show, man. We didn't kill anybody. Only offended a few. Good job, brother.
Thanks, Bub. I appreciate it. Now, please join me. The next episode is we're gonna drop it on the 18th of November. So it's gonna be we're gonna do a 3-week. We're gonna do it every other week, but the next one's gonna be a 3-week lag time because we want to get this perfect for y'all. So it's going to be 3 weeks until the next one. It's going to drop on November 18th. And our guest for episode 2 is none other than Pittsburgh's, he won the Pittsburgh's Best Comic 4 years in a row, I believe. He's creeping up on Tom Brady, and we'll ask him about that. And, he loves Tom Brady. He hates Tom Brady. So our next guest is going to be none other than Matt Light. So I appreciate Matt signing on to come on. And, man, it's all about the Pittsburgh comedy scene. If you haven't seen any local Pittsburgh comedians, you are missing out because, people talk about the music scene blowing up here. Well, the comedy scene's blowing up here, too. Yeah. Unfortunately, like T said, a lot of stuff's closed. When this stuff gets back open, pay the $10 and go see a comic because I guarantee you'll have a good time. I guarantee you. So. Anybody got anything else? Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Thanks Bobby, T, and Todd for being here. Thank you.